In the quiet Arizona town of Dry Creek, on a hot summer evening in August 1991, Officer Diane Farrell, a decorated 28-year-old patrol officer with a reputation for precision, integrity, and fearlessness, began what should have been a routine traffic stop along Route 17. One final shift before her requested vacation leave. She radioed dispatch at 8:42 p.m. that she was trailing a speeding black sedan with no license plates headed toward the desert backroads, then signed off with the words, "Oh, check it out. Shouldn't be long." That would be the last anyone ever heard from her. Within 20 minutes, her cruiser GPS stopped transmitting, and backup patrol arrived on the scene to find her vehicle parked perfectly on the gravel shoulder with the keys still in the ignition, headlights off, driver's door ajar, and her sidearm locked in its holster. Her motorcycle helmet was sitting neatly on the seat, and a half-filled coffee cup was still warm. What disturbed investigators most was the complete absence of any struggle, tracks, or tire marks leading away. Not even her own footprints appeared on the dust beside the vehicle, as if he had simply blinked out of existence. An emergency search team combed through a 40-mile radius, including drones, scent dogs, helicopters, and military thermal imaging. No trace, no remains, and not a single call from her personal radio after that last transmission. The only anomalous evidence was a dead zone in the desert, an area where all radios, compasses, and even watches stopped working, roughly half a mile from where her bike was found, marked only by an outcropping of scorched earth that looked almost melted, as though lightning had struck dozens of times in one place. Though the skies were clear that night, Diane's disappearance soon became national news. Yet no suspects, motives, or leads surfaced, and the FBI quietly labeled it an unresolved missing persons case and moved on. Though unofficial chatter between local law enforcement hinted at whispers of a place not marked on any maps, referred to in Navajo legend as Nashtu, the land where shadows repeat. In 1998, 7 years later to the week, a group of geologists conducting fault line studies 19 miles south of the original scene stumbled across something buried in the sand. Diane's police motorcycle, rusted and cracked but upright, positioned as if driven there and parked deliberately, despite being inaccessible by road. Next to it was her helmet, partially buried but intact, and inside it were clumps of hair, later confirmed to be hairs. Investigators were stunned not just by the presence of the bike, but by its odometer reading. It had logged an additional 3,174 miles, despite never being seen since the night she vanished. Nearby, under a layer of sediment, a handwritten note was found in a rusted tin, weatherproof paper with coordinates that led to an unmarked cave system in the nearby Black Mesa region. A specialized search unit entered the cave and encountered something deeply abnormal. The interior of the cave formed a perfect spiral, descending further than topographic maps allowed, and along the stone walls were thousands of handprints, all uniform in size and all facing outward, as if pressing against something from inside the rock. About 300 feet in, the team's radios began to fail, cameras glitched, and several members reported hearing a woman's voice repeatedly whispering, "I'm still on duty." They withdrew, shaken and dazed. Later, the lead investigator, Agent Mark Sun, reportedly suffered a nervous breakdown and resigned without explanation. The artifacts and bike were secured and sealed in a federal vault, and the cave was collapsed under a geological hazard order. The official story was rewritten as a case of vehicle theft and misidentification. But Diane's family received a private note from an anonymous source showing a blurred infrared image of a woman in a patrol uniform, standing at the cave entrance. Timestamped 2 days before the search, matching Diane's exact height and uniform model. Locals have since claimed to hear police radios crackling in the wind at night, and some hikers near the original disappearance site report seeing a lone motorcycle light moving across the desert, then vanishing without sound. Today, Officer Diane Farrell remains listed as missing, presumed deceased, but among retired law enforcement and desert survivalists. Her legend lives on as one of the most unexplainable vanishings in modern police history. A reminder that in the emptiest parts of the world, something watches, waits, and sometimes keeps those who serve from ever returning home.